Did you know that 50% of children at Scarborough College have been stereotyped? Hi, you may or may not know me, but I'm Sky. And this was me in 2020. On June 24th, 2023, I got my hair cut from quite long to this. Afterwards and still I get misgendered often and got called things such as trans and gay. At first it upset me being called these things, but as time went on I realised that it wasn't me, it was them. So who's being stereotyped? Well, what actually is a stereotype? A stereotype is a set idea that people have about what something or someone is. Stereotypes are often untrue and can sometimes be offensive. There's many common stereotypes, but what we're going to focus on is that women are called housewives. On a survey conducted by the British Social Attitudes in 2012, 25% of men surveyed thought that all women wanted was children and a home. I think it's very unfair that men think that they're able to control women and tell them that they're not allowed to work. But stereotypes are different around the world. For example, in this country, people usually stereotype each other based on gender, who someone's attracted to, or what they look like. But why do people actually do this? People stereotype each other because finding patterns and making connections is what the subconscious brain does to process things. But instead of doing this logically, the brain does it the quickest way it can. This puts people into all sorts of different groups. Sometimes it's good, because if we didn't do this, people wouldn't learn anything as quickly. But it's also bad, because this can separate people into different groups, and then push people apart. On the survey conducted in school this month, 56.6% of the 106 people who responded said that they have been stereotyped. Look at this chart. See how mean people are to each other just based on simple things like what someone looks like, what their gender is, or where they're from. But are they always bad? Some people think that stereotypes aren't always bad because people feel accepted and they feel like these stereotypes are known among groups of people. But stereotypes can affect people in very different ways. Some people feel happy that they're accepted and they're known, but it can also make people feel bad about themselves and uncomfortable in the situation. Stereotypes, if people can, they'll want to change what was said about them. And if they can't, they'll just feel disappointed that harmful stereotypes are still held up to this day and age. But how do stereotypes affect people's views on countries and others? If one person said to you, "Oh, French people are so rude," what would you think about France? What would you think about French people? It shows that just one person saying something negative about a place or a person can change your whole outlook on that thing. What do you think this guy does for a living? He's an anti-bullying speaker for kids. You may not think it by how he looks. That's why you shouldn't judge someone based on what they look like. What should you do? If you know you've done something wrong, you should correct yourself. You should think before you speak. Think, will this person like this? Is this nice? Because if it isn't, I shouldn't bother saying anything at all. You should stand up for yourself. If someone says something that you don't like, or you don't think they should say to you, let them know. Politely tell them that they can't say that to you. And most importantly, stand up for others. If you see someone being stereotyped or bullied, go up to the person that's doing it and tell them that they can't do that, and it's not right. You may be sitting there thinking, "Oh, that's boring. What am I supposed to take away?" Take away this. Be careful what you say. Think before you speak. Because you saying one thing about somebody one time can change their whole life. Thank you.